We got new beginnings on the seventh day. Let's talk about it. Attention, star seeds. Attention, light workers. Attention, root workers. Attention, conjure doctors. Attention, nature-based faith practitioners. Attention, spiritualists. Attention, diviners. Attention, prophets. Attention, the spiritually eclectic. Attention for those seeking the road less traveled. This is time-sensitive cosmic information, so you might want to catch this. This is time-sensitive cosmic information that you can use in your prayers, manifestations, and other spirit works. Beam up now via this video or the audio link in this video's description box to get this on-the-fly esoteric wisdom. Beaming up now. Ashe emojibatu Olodumare Bobo Egungun Ara Orun Bobo Orisha for another day to bask in the goodness of Onile's sacred earth. Every day given is very special, and here are a few details, cosmic details, pertaining to how. I'm iiiYansaje Muse, and this is your early rising or your evening settling mystic forecast. Ekule if you're catching this while the sun is still down. Ekaro if you're catching this in the early morning's rise. I'm iiiYansaje Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you a quick late night mystic forecast. We just left out of Saturday, April 6, 2024, and the day vibrated on 18-9. And 9 is the number of Oya on the crossroad ruled Saturday of 3 resolutions, Iba Eshu. And those of you that don't know, Eshu is the divine entity that nothing gets done in Ifa culture without. He's the keys to all the doors, the ones that open the way. In practical real time, Eshu simply represents your choices. And it's Saturn Day 3, your third Saturn Day of spring equinox and of Aries season. So you got a lot of 3 energy. 9 is 3 by 3, third Saturn Day of spring, third Saturday of autumn equinox, and 3 by 4 is 12, in which the moon is waning in the house of Pisces, house 12. So tap into your intuition as you release things that no longer serve your higher journey. And if you've been jamming on the Mothership, you've heard Eshu crossroad stories as told through classic hip-hop all day long. But since it's after 12 o'clock, that means Eshu has already tossed the time clock to the king of the Orisha, Obatala, and now we're in a space of R&R. Rest, reflection, and gratitude. So make sure you join me each and every Sunday for contemporary gospel, smooth jazz infused with cosmic groove. All on 222.9 The Mothership, internet radio for the road less traveled. Beam up. You know what makes me the king of all Orisha? My patience, my humility, my cool head, and my never-ending strive for spiritual purity. Obatala, the Sun Collection, brought to you by the Mothership Mystic Boutiq. All proceeds go to 222.9, the Mothership, internet radio for the road less traveled. Beam up. Rest, restore, reflect, purify, gospel, white, old-time religion. Iba Obatala, Iba Rumila, sermons, humility. Welcome to Sundays on the Mothership. Ashe. And we're back. So, in case you're just now joining us, I am iiiYansaje Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you the music, the mystics, and the mojo on 222.9, the Mothership. And it is April 7th, 2024, and we got fire on the sun, fire on the moon, the day vibrating on a daily numerology of 1. New beginnings on day 7. So allow yourself to rest, reflect, and assess as you move forward into your new beginning with the same strive, with the same energy that you had when you were in survival mode. Keep the same faith that you will manifest your abundance just as you kept your faith that you survived the hard times. And it is your third Sunday of spring equinox and of Aries season. And we are one day away from the total solar eclipse that will pass through several cities named Nemea. I'll have something for that tomorrow, so make sure that you, if you aren't already, follow me on my Sundaily page, The Alabaster Divine. The moon is waning in the first house of Aries, which is what I meant by fire on the sun and fire on the moon. So banish everything that takes away your initiative to live the highest version of yourself, because Mars is the planet of initiative and it rules Aries, and the emotional nature is waning in that house. And the very next day, Moon Day, will be the total solar eclipse, 7 years apart from the one in 2017. We are still in the second decan of Aries season, and that is the ones that are half Leo. And I know I've already said this several times on previous forecasts that I love second decan Aries people because they're half Leo and I'm full Leo, so I'm loving it. The Kemetic way of the stars, we are still in the season of Thoth, and in the 12 figures of African spirituality, we are in the sign of small services to the neighborhood until May 4th. So this may be the time to tap into your humanitarian vibe. What is it that you already have in your hand that you can give to the rest of humanity? You better find out and find out quick, because these solar eclipses and all these things are going on are completely eliminating the 3D vibration. And it's hitting every corner and every nook and cranny. We are in the first 6 days of Mercury retrograde in Aries. So there's a lot of initiative energy for self-work being done as retrograde energy pulls us into deep states of reflection as opposed to driving forward. So we're going to be in that energy until the 25th in the house of Aries. So you really want to be careful with communications, because miscommunications are bound to happen as the planet Mercury is busting a moonwalk, and that's the planet of communications. Those of you that practice Orisha tradition, you really want to take this time to pay extra attention to the Orisha Eshu, because Eshu is the communicator with the gods. So you might want to go check in, and if you don't have an Eshu in your house, go see him at the crossroad. And while you're at it, you can make an offering to Ogun too, so that your technology won't hiccup too much, because Mercury retrograde does affect technology, and Orisha Ogun owns all of technology. This is not a good time to enter new business contracts, any new agreements, or any new relationships, because everything is moving backwards and miscommunications are abound. So anything new that you start during Mercury retrograde is bound to bring confusion. The reason it's not a good idea to start new relationships during Mercury retrograde is because a lot of old relationships are going to return, so that you can balance those energies out however they're meant to. And as I said, these strange relationships in Mercury retrograde come for 3 reasons. They come, 1, to test you, because some people have not changed and they're only coming back because the universe is throwing you a pop quiz to see if you need to take the same lesson twice before graduating to the new level. Those are the people your discernment will already tell you not to allow back in. Okay. The second one, the second estranged relationship return, these are people that have actually grown and progressed, and they actually have a space in your life and in your future. And that's where your sense of forgiveness and patience is tested. And then the Orisha Obatala is what that energy is all about: humility, patience, perseverance, and the constant strive for spiritual purity. And that is the reason Obatala is the king of the Orisha. So the patience of Iba Obatala will definitely be invoked when you are reunited with those types of relationships. The third kind are the ones that are just meant to create understanding and peace. Does not mean that they're meant to reconcile, does not mean that you're meant to shut the door completely. It's just there to balance the grounds so whatever happened with that person does not affect your relationships with other people. So these are the reasons that, estranged relationships will return to your life during Mercury retrograde. And you're going to need some space to deal with those things before you start anything new. Expect some travel delays because the spirit likes for us to be in stillness during Mercury retrograde. And you can expect revelations in areas of your life that were once cloudy. If you were born on April 7th, then happy solar return. I love how it's the 7th on the 7th day. So there's an alignment there that we want to take a look at. But if this is your solar return, happy solar return. May the Orishas, Olodumare, the ancestors, and whatever spirits that you honor in your respective faith bless you with many, many more, filled with Bobo Ire. And Bobo Ire simply means many blessings. Still gonna do some zodiac dry snitching on you though. So if you were born April 7, you are an enthusiastic planner and you carry out your plans in the easiest way rather than to the glorious finish. You love social life, you enjoy entertaining, and your love is ardent and enduring. All right, everybody in the other 11 zodiac houses, haterade is not alkaline. So make sure that you are showing the Ram Squad and your life some love as they turn up in their season. And you want to do that. You know why? Because you know good and darn well that when your zodiac season rolls around, you're going to want the world to turn up with you. And why not? You should. So do yourself a blessing, child, and plant that positive seed ahead of time. And while you're at it, learn about the Aries energy in you. Study your natal charts from the first house, placements of Aries and placements of Mars. If you need help interpreting that, then by all means help yourself to the lovely Obatala care package that is in this video's description box, where you can book your own astrology's reading. I'm iiYansaje Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, and this is 222.9 The Mothership, internet radio for the road less traveled. I'm going to play this poem for you called Ori, and it is a poem from my book, Headdress First, that is available where you can learn and study about the power of your own consciousness. Get your mind right on the 5D level. Beam up. Ori, the Poetic Incantation, written by yours truly. I painted this a crown lavender for you. Listen. Ori, Ori, voice of the god, voice of the goddess, that slice of Olodumare in you, in me, the spirit, and all living things, Ibashe Iponri. It must be open, open to receive, the first womb in us all to conceive. Downloads. Obedience results in divine tales to be told, and a sight to behold you become. But the ego suffers marriage casualties, so don't run. Surrender and life gets fun. So come, the sun awaits to caress your pineal. It gets real when your vision shifts. Your soul will sing Aretha riffs as your spiritual gifts get discovered. You'll love it, Ori. Ori. Iba Obatala, spirit of the consciousness where thoughts and experiences nest, rest, processed and harvest perception, the body, the spirit and soul's constant birth, death, and resurrection. Once erected, discern to protect it, become more selective. Humility makes it, keeps it open to correction, and you're a constant painted brush of imperfect perfection. Ori, the first mind. How eighth and ninth chakras connect to third eyes. And like owls, you'll grow wise. And the pigeons may despise, 'cause it may make you look pompous. But actually it's your compass. Through labyrinths, turn new neural pathways that irrigate your own ways of genius. Live and love the God and Goddess embodiment and mean it. Ori. That light switched on from within, see. Those who seek union with their spiritual double tend to steer around troubles more fluently. Instinct creates distinction between intelligence and imbalanced thinking, and more easily visible are tricksters that come with booty shaking and eyes winking. Choices and actions switch the tonics you're drinking, and you're tasting the sweetness of molasses divine living, and you just shivered if this resonates. So birth the seeds that all your divine mind incubates. Shift the math, then recalculate a new totality, or re-onire that higher reality. Ori, Olodamare in you and in me. Assisted by the Orishas, speaking through mounted street preachers, forces of our natures, then life becomes a teacher, with blessings in tow for those who keep reaching, to beseech the highest you, the highest me. Raise the vibration and the world beams up collectively, so let's just be aligned with Impori, Iponri, Ori, the lock and the key. iiYansaje Muse, moonwaxing in Scorpio. Ashe. From Headdress First, an overview and workbook for your Ori. The Art of Spirituality, Volume 1, written and produced by iiYansaje T. Muse. Available now. See the link in my profile. Oh, and beam up to 222.9, the Mothership on Sundays at 3 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time to hear excerpts of this book infused with contemporary gospel and a smooth jazz groove, all in veneration to the King of the Orisha, Obatala. Ashe. And we're back. So in case you're just now joining us, I'm iiYansaje Muse, the Black Madonna of the airwaves, bringing you the music, the mystics, the mojo, and now your Sundaily Tarot message. But on Sundays, I only use oracle cards and Bible scriptures. And so, the first card you see is a storm cloud with a sign that says, wait. The question that was asked was, how do we align with the energies of the solar eclipse? And the first thing that says is wait, and you see lots of storm clouds. So many of you have been waiting a storm out, and your reward is soon coming for your obedience and your stillness throughout the storm. And this wait had to come because there was something that you wanted to manifest in your life, but it was not the right time. As you can see, there are storm clouds again, and you see icebergs breaking. And what that means is that there's some coldness that had to be melted from around a situation that's taking a lot longer than you might like. But this wait is actually for your highest good, so you will not be mixed up in things that are not pertaining to your highest destiny. The Spirit is also calling you to check your focus on what's already in your hand, because as you can see, the compass is in your hand, which means the Spirit has given you the direction of what to do while you're on this wait. And as with the first two cards, there are storm clouds, but in the third card, you can see that the clouds are clearing. Check your focus. And this focus is pertaining to a soul connection. And as you can see, when the soul connection reunites, the storm clouds are completely clear and the sky is golden. But many of you may be in a space where you're ready to give up on something and see what else is out there for you. But in order to manifest your true soul connections, especially after the solar eclipse, in order to get to this golden sunset, you're going to have to wait it out through the storm. And in flipping the deck, this is also connected to, let's see here. This is also connected to your ultimate abundance. So for right now, and as you can see, the skies in this card are blue. And as well, there's another card peeking out, so let me see. Better than you realize. So whatever this storm is that you're waiting out is going to turn out better than you realize. And you also have to ask for it to receive it and be prepared for the magical moment, the reward of stepping out in faith. Ashe, ashe, ashe. And to top that off, now we're going to open this up. And I'm just going to simply choose a card. It's whichever one. Okay, my spirit is touching this one. And let's see what the scripture says. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away. Matthew 24:35. And on the other side, in quietness and confidence shall be your strength. So while you're in this period of waiting out, be quiet, be confident, and let that be your strength. And know that God's word is bond. Ashe. There's my Sundaily read. Should you need any others, personal readings, then by all means book through the link in the Obatala care package and this video's description box. I'm iiiYansaje Muse, and this is Radio for the Road Less Traveled. 222.9 The Mothership. Beam up. A question on the heart is the spirit's thirst for clarity. Readings, consultations, I call them intuitive counseling sessions, but you know what I mean. They're kind of like gumbo or peach cobbler. You may have tried many, but you haven't had mine. I can say I met the divine when I was about 9. Ever since I was 16, I found myself wondering, do I have an invisible "please come tell me your business" sign taped to my forehead? Then one day I was sitting at the bus stop at a crossroad, and I had the audacity to ask the goddess, why was I even sent to earth? And I became an ethereal, intuitive counselor. And the universe has been answering that question over and over again, one phone call at a time, for the last 9 years. From there, in between sessions, I began to relentlessly apply, align, and study the ways of the stars and of the ancients. 3 years in, Orisha priestesshood to Oya came knocking. Hence the Iya in the name iiiYansaje, iiiYansa, an Oya praise name. Oya is the Orisha who brings radical transformation and change. Make no mistake about it now, baby. I am no soothsayer. I am no fortune teller. I'm not a private investigator. I don't cast love spells. I'm not an emotional punching bag. I'm not a spiritual trash dump. I am not a haven for jinn spirits. I give guidance with clarity, with wisdom, with love, with truth. I unlock keys to your spiritual growth and your highest destiny according to your unique design. Ready for some evolutionary change? Let's talk. Thank you for joining me for this late night forecast. I manifest that you gathered some things that will align your spirit, align your inner universe with what's going on with the outer one. We now return to the zone crown chakra sleep meditation. If you're listening at 6 a.m., then stay tuned for the rising Bimbe to Obatala before we let the church say amen with classic and contemporary gospel. Either way, remember that the sky is big enough for us all to be stars. And in the words of George Clinton, free your mind. Your ass will follow. This is 222.9 The Mothership, internet radio for the road less traveled. Beam up. Every day is special. Why not find out mystically how? This is the forecast on your Mystic Music Haven on the airwaves, 222.9 The Mothership. Beam up.